Welcome to a Jillibean Soup tutorial. I'm designer Gallacher, and today we're using this Mix the Media canvas piece to create a fun fall banner piece. Now I'm starting with this particular one. It's 8 by 12 inches. We do have a couple of different sizes and I will link you to those in the video description below. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to decorate the top of the banner with some different felt flowers as well as some die cut leaves. So I have used my Sizzix Die Cut Machine and I've pre-cut a few leaves in craft, a dark green, and a lighter moss green. And I matched them to the flowers that I'm going to be using here. So I tried to match that green. This is kind of a non-traditional colored fall banner, but I really wanted to do something that was a little bit more sophisticated. So you can easily recreate this project just using whatever colors you use in your own home decor pieces. So first we'll start by adding the leaves, and we're going to do both of them down. So you need to plan ahead and remember that you want them to be down, and I want them to be slightly off-centered. I just want to make sure that my flowers will cover most of them. Next we'll bring in the green leaves, and you can see that I'm using a couple of different styles of leaves. So mix it up by using different styles as well. So different colors, different leaf textures, and different colors. Just add a little bit of sophistication. And then we'll come back in with some more craft leaves. These are the same ones that I cut from the original, but they are a little bit smaller. Again, I'm making sure that each side they're either pointing down the same direction or they're layered in the same way. We'll finish off with our moss leaves. These are going to point up. Just make them a little bit layered, just kind of fill in the visual space. You'll notice that I am not adding glue behind the leaves. This is a personal preference because I like the leaves to stand up a little bit. When you store this, you need to make sure that you wrap it really, really well. Alright, so I'm using a couple of different flowers. I'm using them in a light teal, kind of a darker blue, as well as a green. And they do have adhesive on the back, but when I have a home decor project, I really like things to stick. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue with my glue gun to the back of them. This is a step you don't have to use. Again, there is a nice foam adhesive dot on the back of each of these. And when I place my flowers together, I kind of squish them together and overlap them a little bit. So there we have our floral piece. Comes together really quickly when you pre-cut everything. I use my Sizzix machine for that. Now I happen to have these cute aqua letters. They're already pre-cut. They're from another project I was going to do, and I realized they would look really, really cute on this particular project. So the first thing I want to do is center them, and I'll show you a good way to do that with a ruler. So I'll bring my ruler in, and making sure that it is straight, I will make sure the bottom edges of each letter touch the top of that piece. And I'll adjust the spacing before I ever add any glue to them. We'll get the spacing how we want, and then if we want to bring it in a little bit more, so the letters are a little closer together, you can adjust at this point. The key here is that the left edge should have the same distance here as the right edge of the letter here. So these particular pieces are also sticky. However, like I said, I like a little more stick to my projects. So I am going to use a glue gun. I just peel off that backing and add more glue. It doesn't take a lot. You could also use a fabric kind of tack glue. That would work. Get that placement again really well. And then just continue gluing all of your letters. If you don't have pre-cut felt pieces, what you can do is, I'm going to show you in the next part how I die cut a word using a steel rule die, and it will cut through felt. So you can either go to a hobby store and find pre-cut felt letters, or you can cut your own from whatever felt color you like. So here's an option you can use when you're doing one of these canvas pieces, is look through your steel rule dies and your thin dies and see if there's a word that has a pretty good thickness to it. Now, this one has some thin pieces, but it did cut through my thin felt pretty well. Now, when you run it through a die cut machine, you may need to add a shim. A shim is an extra piece of cardstock or fabric that makes your piece just a little bit thicker and creates a little bit more pressure so that it gets those inside pieces. And once you've cut it out of your felt, then you can just use fabric glue or a glue gun to add glue to the back of the piece. Once you get all the pieces down, you can add additional glue behind loose pieces, and then just use your finger rather and press very firmly so that it attaches to the back of the canvas. So here you have a non-traditional colored fall sign. We're just using one of our canvas pieces. Be sure to shop our retail store for all of our Mix the Media products, and for additional inspiration, visit our blog.